What is up, you guys? It's of course me, the one and only Mr. TC Cats, and welcome back to today's video, where we're going to be talking about a magnificent movie known as Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. So, I made a video about me ranking basically all 9 Star Wars movies. Recently, I sat down and I watched episodes 1 through 9 back to back, which was a fun thing because I actually haven't watched the original trilogy in a long time. I'm a prequel fan. I grew up with the prequels, so those are my favorite Star Wars movies. That's usually what I watch is 1, 2, and 3. So I don't watch 4 through 6 a crazy amount. I did when I was like a real young kid, like when the prequels were coming out, because I already owned the original trilogy because my parents had them. And then when we get to the sequel trilogy, I've seen Force Awakens a few times. At this time, I had only seen Last Jedi 1.5 times, and I had only seen Rise of Skywalker once. So it was nice to sit down and watch them all back to back in the context of them being a whole series of movies that continue together. So, my conclusion is that I came to after watching all 9 movies is that I do not like The Last Jedi. I think that it is not only a bad Star Wars movie, but I think it is a bad movie. And it's such a crazy thing because Rian Johnson, who created The Last Jedi, before this, a standout movie from him was Looper. I love Looper. It's a good movie, has good dialogue, good camera work, good everything. And then a movie directly after this was Knives Out. Same, Knives Out is a freaking masterpiece of a thriller. It's such a fun time. And then somehow you get this. And I don't know what went wrong. Now, before I get into slicing and dicing this open, there are a couple of good standout parts of this. When Rey and Kylo Ren fight the Praetorian Guards, that's a fun scene. When Kylo Ren freaks out at the end and he's like, more to Luke Skywalker, to them all blasting at him, that's a good scene. Luke and Leia seeing each other again after years of Luke's isolation, that's a good scene. All of the stuff between Rey and Luke Skywalker is good stuff. The problems are, and boy, is there a lot. The problems. Oh gosh, okay. So here's all the problems with The Last Jedi. And now, just for the record, this is not one of those like everything's woke channel. No, I watch a lot of movies, and so when I critique or don't like a movie, it's less like, oh, this is woke, this is politically correct, or in the sense of feelings like, oh, this isn't the Star Wars I grew up with. It's more of a, wow, what the fuck is wrong with these camera angles? What is wrong with this writing, this dialogue? Now, before I get, and there's a lot of things wrong with, for Star Wars fans too, there's a lot of Star Wars things that are wrong with this movie in particular. But like I said, before we get there, let's talk about basic movie making things. The biggest flaw with The Last Jedi is every single scene is too long. I don't know why. It's super weird. Now I remember when this movie came out, they were really hyping it up like, oh, The Last Jedi is the longest Star Wars movie. Yeah, it's the longest Star Wars movie because you fired all the editors, apparently. Literally every scene just takes so long to get through. And that's why it feels like such a drag, too. Because not only is it that every scene is a couple minutes longer than it needs to be, but you also have scenes that are pointless to the plot. So like Rose and Finn going to the casino planet, that entire thing is unnecessary. And sure, you can make an argument that them meeting DJ and them getting onto the cruiser is how we then get to that end sequence. But you could literally cut that entire part, including them getting onto the cruiser, out of the movie, and nothing changes. I mean, you could even cut Kylo and Rey fighting out of the movie and nothing changes. Because you can have the scene of Kylo having the conflict with Snoke. You could cut that together and literally leave Rey and everything out of it, and you could just do that scene with Kylo by himself. And honestly, that might have even hit a little bit more harder than it flirting with, oh, is he gonna be a good guy? Is he gonna be a bad guy? When he just becomes a bad guy to then become a good guy again. When in the last movie, he also already did that. When I think of things besides the runtime and every scene taking slightly too long that really rubbed me the wrong way in The Last Jedi, it seems like this. I can't find a clip of the scene, but it's where she's like, I wish I could punch my fist through this whole beautiful, stupid town. That scene. I don't know who thought that dialogue was gonna be good. Like, it's crazy that not between the runtime and between the dialogue in this movie, that they wrote it, they filmed it, they directed it, they edited it, they sat down, they watched it, and they were like, yep, this is a banger. People like to meme on the I hate sand, it's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere. That is not even within 20 miles of I want to put my fists through this whole town. That is such a stupid line of dialogue. Now, if we get to some of the more things that I think make this a bad Star Wars movie, because up until now, it was really a lot of, well, this is why this is a bad movie, not just specifically Star Wars movie. Because, like I said, I think the writing is bad in Last Jedi. I think the editing is bad, that the actors are being directed poorly. I think that the only redeemable fact is the cinematography at this point. So if we get away from that and into specifically Star Wars grapes, some of the things that personally rub me the wrong way. Now, I didn't actually realize this until I watched Rise of Skywalker, and Lando says, I've got a bad feeling about this. Then it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. They didn't say that in episode 8. I had to look it up to make sure I wasn't tripping. So if you don't know, that's a phrase that is muttered in every single mainline Star Wars movie. Episode 8 did not. Why did they not? Because they want to try and be clever, and I think that's a big problem. That's probably why you can sum up all the problems that I've listed, is Episode 8 is trying too hard to be a clever movie when it's not a clever movie. It just needs to be a good Star Wars movie. I am kidding you not. Here's the article from Wikipedia. BB-8 says it in binary. In the beginning, I don't know, man, how you feel about that, but personally, that's just stupid to me. That just seems like I said, like, oh, we're clever, look at that. Another thing that really rubs me the wrong way personally, Episode 8 is the only mainline Star Wars movie, literally the only one in all 9. There's not one scene where lightsabers cross. Not one. How do you have a Star Wars movie, a mainline Star Wars movie, and you don't have any lightsaber battles? It's kind of crazy, right? So yeah, I feel like this is mostly just a run-on video, and there's some things I'm missing, there's some things I'm leaving out. I'm not going to go into depth. This movie's not worth it. Honestly, I pretty much hate this movie. I'm sure you could probably find like an edit where like it's 40 minutes long, and it has all the good stuff in it. But personally, I think you can, like, if you're watching these movies, I think you could just fully skip this one, and I would actually recommend it, because this one will probably just turn you off, if anything. Or if you really want to do yourself a favor, watch like the first half hour, give or take, and then like the last 20 minutes, because that is how much of the movie, in like that whole middle section, is actually pointless. So yeah. That's my thoughts on The Last Jedi. Can you tell I didn't like it? Alrighty, friends. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Am I wrong about The Last Jedi? Do you think it's the best Star Wars movie? Well, if you do, your opinion's wrong, so... But you can comment anyway. The best Star Wars movie we all know is Revenge of the Sith. Fight me. Alrighty. Bye, friends.